Hey everybody, this Week Council podcast is brought to you by a couple of my favorite things that, ironically, I have created. The one being is the Rider Society, which is an off-social media place where we all can hang out and be our silly selves in a safe environment. All the things that I believe that we need to be our best selves in all the arenas of life with other coaches, with other courses, with other community members. We really have all we need to reach our highest version of ourselves. So to stop the scroll, please visit the Rider Society. It's free to make an account and we will see you in there. So jump on it. Let's get the conversation going, learn some free resources that we have already available so you get some quick wins with your riding, your fitness, or your mindset. And from there, you can choose to work with some coaches that we have available. It's very affordable. It's easy access. Learn from them, learn their ways, and let's just all share all we have to give for the greater good of ourselves and for others. So please visit the Rider Society. The link will be below, and I look forward to seeing you there. Welcome everybody to the Weekend Hustle podcast. This is your girl, Shelby Olyschl. Today actually is Monday after a barrel race and a lot has happened. I'm not even really sure where to begin because just so much has happened and I just don't know where to start. I feel like I haven't done one of these in a while, and I feel like, when you stop doing something and you do it, you kind of almost psych yourself out because you expect that you should be rusty at it. And then you're like, oh, well, what if I'm not as good as I was last time? I want to prove myself. Like, I did it good before. I want to make sure I do it good again. And that can really psych us out for the success and for just the continuous imperfect action and just not taking and not continuing because we're like, well, we did it good once. I don't know if I can do it good twice. And that's where maybe we stop. And that's where we're like, oh, well, what I did is fine. I should quit while I'm ahead. And actually this weekend, I think, is a good example of that. So I'll give a quick breakdown of this weekend. We had an OBRA barrel race. I had my futurity horse and I had one of my gray mares. The futurity in my amazing 4-year-old, I want to talk about him. He really has been, I was saying earlier, he's been one of my funnest horses that I've had to run. He's just been so solid, consistent, eager to work. Maybe we haven't been the fastest this year, but we've been very consistent, and I know we were so close. And it was just kind of, I saw a glimpse of it here and there, but we didn't quite have it all put together, where this weekend really we did put it together, and it was partially me, partially him. But the huge thing that I felt this weekend that I haven't felt in a really long time is me doing it actually totally for me and not caring as much. I don't care. So part of this mentality comes from Saturday's run on my gray horse. I fell off. Yeah, I 100% ate shit into the back wall at the third barrel. We just we're gonna slice into it. We ended up hitting it, and then she kind of I don't even know what happened, but I basically ended up having my one leg on the wrong side of the saddle, and I just tumbled off, kind of fell into the wall. And actually, yeah, there's so much stuff to even unpack there. But after that, I kind of got I was joking to people oh, maybe it knocked some sense into me. I fell and then I won the futurity Saturday and I won the futurity on Sunday, and I was like, oh, haha, maybe it knocked sense into me. But honestly, when I fell, I had I did get triggered in a way, and I got triggered in just in a not caring, and I don't give a fuck mind. And sorry if swearing is a thing, but it's just kind of who I am. And yeah, I really stopped really giving two shits about anything. And I was I just was I fell off. I was fine. It was fine. I had a futurity run that night, so I really just had to keep moving forward and being I need to just look ahead. I need to just focus on what I have to do next. Yeah, I fell off. Who cares? Move on. And that's exactly what I did. I totally feel how people feel when they do fall off, and that feeling of worry and the feeling, oh, I hope that doesn't happen again, and the what if thoughts. I definitely felt the what if thoughts as well of, like I was just even walking around, like walking to the arena knowing I had my futurity run after I fell off. The what if thoughts really were creeping in. And that's something that I have been working on just with my mindset of saying like, putting literally a stop sign in my brain whenever a what if thought comes up. If I'm like thinking, oh, well, what if that happens again? Or what if I knock the third barrel instead? Or what if my horse runs out of the arena after first? Like, I don't know. There's so many, everything is a what if. When it's a future thought that hasn't happened, everything is a what if. What if this? What if that? What if? What if? And the second my brain, like on autopilot, I would just be walking and all of a sudden I thought, what if I fall off again? Like just something silly or just a dumb what if. Like I didn't even think the thought, it just kind of came into my head and it's like my brain protecting me. What if this happens? And I literally envisioned a stop sign in my brain and I was like, nope. Stop the what if, like basically take control of that thought and just stop it where it is. Don't let that start to determine and dictate your future. And I did that. Like I felt like I had a lot more control this weekend over my mindset and I was just in such a state of clarity and being like, okay, this is fine. This is what I have to do. Like I'm doing this for myself and nothing else. And in that moment, all the things that we get worried about or that come up before a barrel race literally just faded away. I didn't have the anxiety because I trusted myself and I just knew like I was just there to improve who I was a day ago or the run ago. I was just there to improve from the day before. And there is quite a buildup to the quote win that we feel. The buildup has been everything. The buildup has been me understanding that being happy for other people's win will guarantee my own. The buildup has been me knowing who and what I'm doing it for, and I'm doing it for me and my horse, and me disconnecting to the results so much, and me not having so much weight on the results of what they mean for me, and just me really not wavering from what I believe in because of something that happened in the past, and just being able to disconnect from what happened in the past. Like I've been doing this work with a hypnotherapist actually, and it's been really incredible, some of the breakthroughs that I've had just of being able to literally cut the cord, is what they say. You like cut the cord from either experiences or people. Like you literally take the conscious effort to detach from so-and-so experience that is stopping you from moving forward. So some of my cords potentially could be, people feeling like I'm being judged or pretending I know what they're thinking, like I'm mind reading, and then I'm like, oh, they probably think I'm horrible in this and this, and it's like, no, that's not my job. And so I cut the cord of that. I cut the cord of that thought and just of that whole experience in general of what I think of this person or the experience. So let's say, I fell off the day I also ran a 15-0 and won the futurity. So how I handled the falling off is I took the conscious decision to cut the cord of that experience. Maybe there was also something I could learn from that, but I also decided I'm going to cut the cord from this experience. Like it happened, it's done, move on. There's this quick story. When I was in the States, this guy just watching said something so profound, and I feel like he said it as a joke, but to me, I was like, okay, this was groundbreaking news, like just what he said. So it must have been a lady he knew. She does a barrel race. I don't think it wasn't very good. I don't know exactly what happened. She knocked or whatever happened. And he just goes, wow, the best thing about that is it's over, and kind of chuckled. And I was like sitting near him and I look at him, I'm like, damn, that's amazing. Like he said it as a joke, like, oh, the best thing about that is it's over. But I'm like, you're so right. Whenever we have a shit day, the best thing about the shit day or the shit run is that it is over. Basically meaning like move on, like it's done. There's no point reminiscing and staying in that place. Like it's over. Now you get a second chance. Now it's done. The best thing about it is literally done. And I thought that was so amazing. And I ended up talking to him after, and I don't think he really realized like how I felt about what he said, but I'm like, man, you just literally changed a part of my life. Like that was amazing. It was just like such a good takeaway with anything, either good or bad. Like the thing about it is it's over, so you get another chance. And to go back into my futurity runs of, you want to do good or you do good. Let's say you get success. And then all of a sudden there's more worries that come up about, oh, well, I hope I can do that again, or I hope this can happen. And this whole idea really to me is wrapped up in trust. And that's something I personally am working a lot on, because I feel like I've struggled with either trusting myself, trusting my horses, trusting my journey, just trusting the process and just who I am, and just kind of like allowing more and just trusting more and feeling secure within that. And when I had a good run, Sunday then comes along and it's like, well, can she do it twice? Like all this stuff. Or we even think it ourselves. Like, we don't actually have to hear anyone say that, but in our head, we're like, oh, people are probably thinking like, can I do it twice? Oh, I really hope I can do it twice because blah, 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 blah. I literally this weekend was not even thinking that, because I was like, I just trust what I'm doing. Like, I'm here to just do better than I did yesterday. And looking at it from a technical aspect of what barrel racing is, it's like we have this job or this purpose that we're trying to do. And so I just wanted to improve that. So I ran a 15.2 knocked. I ran a 15.2 was clean. I ran a 15.06 was really good. And then I was like, okay, well, that felt really good. I felt good about that. Let's see if I can like get a little better, because my third wasn't perfect with the 15.0. So I was like, I want to improve my third barrel a bit. Like, I would love to break into the 14s. And so I had that goal, not even like a wishful thinking. I was like, I think I can get into the 14s here. And so when I went out, I wasn't worried of like, oh, well, if I don't get into the 14s, I'm a failure. It was more like, I'm just going to try and do my thing, and then I know this is what I have to correct, so we're just gonna do that. And I wasn't worried about anything, because I said earlier, I really was not giving a fuck about anything. And that was a beautiful moment where I did not care as much. And I think a lot of this comes from caring too much about a lot of things, or things that aren't important, or a fear that we have of like having to execute something because there's so much on the line with that, where if we decide again to the cutting of cords, cutting off those expectations, or cutting off the meaning behind something. The thing in with life is that things happen. The only reason things have meaning is because we give them meaning. The only reason something is called something is because we titled it something to identify it as something. So when we have a bad experience, we take that and process it in our own way. We label it, we identify with it, we have emotions mixed in it. So it's almost like getting absorbed in us as this experience, or our projection of the experience. I fell off. The projections I could have about that, I could go down a full-on rabbit hole with that, where to me it was like the experience was I fell off. That's it. I'm not labeling it. I'm not identifying with the experience. I'm not saying like it was like, oh, I'm a horrible rider because I fell off and like all this stuff. Like, I wasn't ashamed at all. And I just kind of like moved on. I didn't label it as anything. And even with my run the first time, I won the futurity, but I didn't label the run as like, oh my God, I'm the best. Like, cause I don't feel like being humbled anymore. Like, I feel like life is constantly trying to like humble me or make me have to work extra hard. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to be love. I am enjoying this moment. I'm loving it. I am just not identifying myself so much with it. And that's really what I did. And I honestly think when I fell and quote got knock sense into me, it was like the knock sense into me was more or less just like, don't let this weigh so much. Don't let those things weigh so much on you. Either the good or the bad. They don't have to have so much weight on who you are as a person. And I think sometimes we get caught up in that, where the win means so much, the loses hurt so much. And having that balance, it really is a balance. But I think part of it is not having the labels or the titles or our own projections or our own belief system of how we feel about stuff. It's just kind of like, this happened. Okay, that was an experience. Let's move on. Let's see what we can gain from this. Let's see how we can improve from this. Let's see what this is trying to teach. And I think when we approach life like that, it's just easier, because we don't have to have ourselves so caught up in these things. It's like, you're one person. Also, the idea, it's like basically just calm down. Like, don't think that not that you're not important, but like things happen and that's just it. Things just happen. And us as humans, we want to identify them. We want to label them. We want to feel safe with like categories and having categories with the events of good and bad and this and that. But it's like, if you just drop the categories and just take out your labels and just view reality for what it is without your own projections or your own experiences that put a lens over your eyes, you might realize how much lighter life can be. And it's hard for everyone. Like, I'm saying this now because I've gone there and I even still am there. Like, I'm still constantly pushing through. And it's like life is a challenge. I feel like I have quite a lot of tools in my toolbox to deal with it, but I still struggle and like trying to even struggle my way and like get myself kind of out of my own way and sharing these things because I get insecure to share it because it's like, who am I to say anything? Like, I'm just me. Who am I, blah, blah, blah. And like, I get in my own way and then I lose sight of my purpose. I lose sight of my mission and like just who I am. And then it feels kind of shitty. And then, yeah, it's just highs and lows. And I think in life, part of the goal is to experience the highs and lows, but not stay in the low too much. We're always going to have the ups and downs. And that's where our lessons and our growth comes from. We can choose to stay in the low, or we can choose to learn how to get out of the low. And that really is, I think, our whole life process, is learning how to get out of the low. Whatever that is for you. Like, I think in all our seasons of lives, we have different highs and lows. So it's like, we're always going to feel the low. We're always going to feel kind of blah. We're always going to go through these things that really test us. And then our job is to navigate those rough waters and navigate that feeling or those things that are going through our lives. And it's like, how can I not be here that long? Some people are there their whole lives. They just stay there and then they have the victim card and they're like, oh, everything sucks. But it's like, well, you're not making the conscious decision to change anything. And we do have choices. We always have decisions. I think it's just so important. So it's just speaking of decisions, here's something else that happened this weekend that was quite interesting that I really do want to touch on, is not questioning your intuition or questioning why you do stuff. And also, again, not giving, just don't care. Just don't care. Like, do what is right for you. And if someone says something, be like, okay, like, I don't care. Like, unless they're having good intentions or they're like, you know what I mean? People are people. People say stuff. It's your job to take it how you want. And so this weekend, my thing that happened that I had this intuition is I just decided to wear my helmet. And there's a few reasons behind that. The one was like on Friday, it was a jackpot. You could wear a t-shirt. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to wear a cowboy hat and my helmet. And the other one is like I put a Weekend Hustle sticker on the back of my helmet, and then I had this epiphany. I'm like, what if I got my helmet like super customized with Weekend Hustle and made it look all cool, and then I could like represent the importance of wearing helmets, because I do think they are really important. And I kind of like don't even know why I was wearing a cowboy hat other than that like it looks cool, or like looks cool depending how you look at it. Like some people, their perspective of helmets are cooler than cowboy hats because of their own experiences. So however you look at cowboy hats versus helmets, that's all through you. Like that's your lens of your reality. I looked at helmets as like, yeah, they're safe, they're smart. But I also looked at cowboy hats like, I want to wear a cowboy hat because I'm a cowgirl and I barrel race and it's fun and it looks good in pictures, and my helmet is kind of lame looking and I look like a knob. That's just how I viewed it. Anyways, so after I put my Weekend Hustle sticker on, and I was like, you know what? We're going to rock the helmet. Like I just felt good about it, and that's just what I did. So then even on Saturday's run, I also decided, I'm like, well, I'm going to keep wearing my helmet. And you could also wear a t-shirt. So I was like, well, I'm going to wear my helmet and a t-shirt. And that's when I ate shit and I fell off and I hit my head on the back wall. And, you know, like how crazy is that I just decided then to start wearing my helmet. And some people were like, oh, I don't recognize you in a helmet. And I'm like, okay, like I'm not married to a cowboy hat just because I wore a cowboy hat for a while. I think I can go back and forth and like not be put in like a cowboy hat only box. I'm just like, I just do what I want. Like I felt like wearing a helmet, so I'm gonna wear a helmet. Like I don't know what you want from me. That's just what I felt like doing, so that's what I'm doing. And yeah, so lo and behold, I literally needed my helmet because I literally fell off 2 days ago. And good thing. What a crazy thing. Like, I just find that insane that maybe it needed to happen. It needed to happen that way, and then now I can talk about it and be like, wow, how important and how crazy of just an unfolding of events that were me wearing the helmet, then me really needing the helmet the weekend I decided to start wearing it again. And I personally, now I'm like, I'm going to keep wearing my helmet. I think I will get one customized, like get it painted and like looking really cool, because like, why not? But yeah, helmets definitely, they're not dumb. I definitely needed it, and that's just me kind of like trusting myself, being like, I feel like doing this, so we're gonna do that. And that's exactly what I did. And there was no deeper thought behind it. There was no anything. It was just me deciding to do something because that's what I decided to do, and I felt pretty good about that decision. And that is coming from a place of trust and just a place of like, I feel pretty good about myself. And I'm going to do things that make me feel good about myself and that just align with what I want, and not really kind of questioning the reasons or that. It's just like, let's be curious here. Let's see what is going on, and just kind of going with it. The other cool thing that happened this weekend I want to talk about is that someone came up to me asking for podcast questions, because I have a podcast, as you know, obviously, and she wants to start one, and she's actually parked right beside me. So it was very interesting just how that also happened. I think it's pretty beautiful when paths cross and you don't really plan for it, but there's like a natural, just the unfolding of life, let's say. It's just how it happens, and I think it's so cool, and you can just explore and be curious and allow life to just happen, and you're just like, this is cool, let's explore this, let's be open to all of it, and let's see what happens. And I just love that part. It's just cool to have that outlook. So this girl parked beside me, and then we ended up chatting about podcasting, and she basically did like a mini interview with me about podcasting, about building a brand, about sharing what it was like, how I decided to start it, how it's been going, best practices, etc. And I really enjoyed talking about that. Like, I found that very fun to just share my story a bit more. And part of me going through my own problem or like obstacles in life is me wanting to share other people, be like, oh, look at this person, look at that person. But it's like, I feel like sometimes I hide myself, like I still keep behind that curtain, and I'm not fully expressing me, or I'm not fully sharing my story. And it's kind of, it's like, as a face of a brand, let's say, your story is very important. And I get, like I do post on podcasts and stuff, but still I think I'm still kind of guarded with my actual story, and I do want to share more of that. This journey we're on is really just so amazing, and sometimes we need other people to also be our mirror, to reflect upon ourselves. And that's where also horses really come in and teach us so many things if we're open to it. And so do people. They come into our lives, and we realize maybe, they are a reflector of us and how we are showing up in the world. And when we all can kind of use each other in that way of, kind of bouncing the ideas off each other, or bouncing the energy off of each other, so we all can just really thrive and be who we are supposed to be. It's a fun thing. It's fun. We have to put ourselves forward, though. We have to take the steps and always be open and ready, and just take the opportunities when they come. And speaking of taking the opportunities, one final thing I think I'm going to share is investing in ourselves is so not overrated or underrated. It's just not rated enough. Like, I think that we're doing stuff, and sometimes we're not even realize we're investing in ourselves, and other times we're afraid to. I personally feel that on a lot of ways, but I've really come over the idea of like, I love to invest in myself. I would rather be broke financially, and having invested in my experiences and my knowledge and my connections with other people by doing like the hypnotherapy, by doing lessons, by taking courses, by taking experiences. Like this comes from the idea that I literally just paid a lot of money for a slot race because I feel after this past weekend that I'm going to go do that. And I think I have a decent shot. And it's just me, even though it's scary, because to me right now, $1,000 US is like a lot for a slot race. But I'm going to do it because it's a part of my growth. And it's like I just said, I'd rather invest in these experiences that I think will really help me and teach me. And it feels like the right thing to do. And I'm kind of just trusting that process and just trusting the whole experience, just trusting it, that I'm just going to do my thing and I'm going to invest in that. I'm going to invest in that experience. And this investment is a lot more than I thought I wanted to do. But after this weekend, I was like, you know what? I think I should. Like, I feel just such like a new alignment of trust and just trusting, and being cool with where I am sometimes is hard. If, we're never fully where we want to be. There's always something, there's always another, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, and there's 1,000 tunnels we're taking, and it's always like, we can get farther, we can do more. It's like, we're always a little bit like, there's always more. And I personally think that is the whole beauty of life itself, is to feel that, the feeling of wanting more and being content enough with where you are, and like having the love for yourself, no matter where you are right now, but always knowing that later on you can go somewhere else. It's just a lot. And so with my riding life, it's like, I'm here. A while ago, I didn't love where I was, where now I can look at it and be like, you know what? I'm happy with my experience and where I've come from, because it's been a very humbling experience. And now I can just look back in hindsight and also looking forward of where I want to go. And I'm constantly striving for that moreness of that something else, and just being content also with where I am now and feeling at ease with that, and the lack of stress that you feel when you actually can take a breath and be like, it's okay. Like, I'm okay where I am. This is a part of my process, and trusting it. Trust is huge, and something that I've definitely been more open to recently, of just trusting in every aspect, just having the trust and trusting your next steps. Looking at the big picture and then trusting the next couple steps you're going to take. I find also we all want to know the how, and it's like, how is this going to happen? How is this going to work? I had a bit of an issue with that. I think it honestly comes from training horses, which isn't a bad thing, but when you're training horses, you can ask how. Like, how do horses operate? How can I accomplish a certain maneuver with a horse? And there is a technical aspect to training horses. In life, though, you can't always ask how things are going to happen. And I get really caught up in that. I really want to know how. And the thing is, we have to leave the how basically to the universe. We have to leave how things happen to something outside of our control. We can have the goals, we can have the next couple steps to take towards that, but the overall picture of how it all unfolds and how it looks is not really up to us. And that can be a little bit hard to let go of that control, of actually, again, trusting something other than just ourselves or our own, like where we are right now. It's almost like trusting our future self, trusting outside elements of the world, trusting the universe, trusting God, whatever you want to say. And it's just kind of letting go of the control and the reins and being like, I'm here, I'm ready, I'm accepting, I'm open to it, I'm open to the possibilities and how they're going to come to me. So we don't need to micromanage the how as much as we want to or think. And once we do let go of that control, we just kind of let it happen, and we get excited again and get excited about the process, not the details and the technicalities. It's like, let's just, I have these intentions, I have this goal, the next couple steps I can take is this, so I'm going to take those steps. And before you know it, the how kind of presents itself. And it is the trust. Like, I feel like this episode is a lot about the trust, and trusting your horses, trusting yourself, trusting the process and how things just will come about in your life once you get an understanding of what it is that you want, and trusting your steps, trusting the steps you're taking is going to get you there, and fully believing in that. Once you believe, you have to be your biggest believer. One final thing I'm going to say, I promise, is I made a Facebook post after this weekend, and I wanted it to be just about, just that the win really wasn't what I cared about. Like, yeah, I won money, which is honestly nice because I haven't won money barrel racing in quite a while. And I'm like, I feel like it's a nice thing. Winning money is nice. I have definitely money blocks around me, but to get a nice paycheck feels good. But to me, the lesson was that I got it without wanting it. It wasn't like I was desperate to get money. I was like, sometimes I have been, and usually those runs I don't do good because I'm doing it for the wrong reason. I shouldn't be doing the thing just to make money. It's not for the money. The money comes, the win comes, but that's kind of a byproduct of you showing up for yourself and taking these steps like I just mentioned. When you do that, the win naturally comes. The win on paper will come when you take the steps and when you have the right approach and when you trust and believe that it is possible for you. If you don't have those things, then it's not going to come how you want. And it takes a while sometimes to get that clarity and to get that belief system of this is what I see, this is what I want, and I actually believe it 100%. Like full body believing, like this is already mine. And when I'm riding, I feel the belief within myself. And I trust myself and I trust my program, and that's taken a really long time to get. And I think literally once that clicked where I'm like, I trust me and I'm doing this all for me and I'm going to enjoy myself, that the results came and I didn't have to work any harder, and it came way easier than when I'm trying so hard. And you see that in the arena sometimes. People try really hard, and that's usually when they flop because they try too hard. Like they want something so bad, and I've made an episode before, I don't know what number it was, but it was about the whole concept that when you try really hard to get something, you usually don't, because it's like proving, you're just showing the world like how bad you want something is because you don't have it yet. And then the universe is like, well, is confused, because the idea is a lack. When we come from a lack, like I don't have money, the universe is like, you don't have money. So guess what? You're going to keep living in the space of I don't have money. I'm not a good barrel racer. You're going to keep instilling that belief. The universe is going to keep presenting you things that are that belief. So we really are in control in that way of switching the narrative to be like, I am a good barrel racer. I trust myself. I trust all this stuff. Like I believe in myself. I believe it is possible. Like I can reach that. It already is mine. Like I know that is my outcome I'm going to get. And just taking the steps. Just keep taking the steps. Keep going towards that end goal, or that goal for yourself. And you will actually get that win in reality when you already have that win internally. That's kind of what I wanted my Facebook post to represent, is that the win on paper wasn't really that important, but it was mostly just about how I felt about myself, and also just me trying to do better than me. And that's kind of the whole point of this episode. The whole theme of it is trying to just do better than you, really, and in the ways that you can improve in and out of the saddle. There's so many things that we can do that help us, because barrel racing shows us our shadows. Any sort of competition, I think, will show us our shadows. And I believe if we want to get the most success from these things and actually take away the principles that are designed for us to learn and to understand, that we have to level up all areas of ourselves. Like it's not just becoming the best barrel racer, but it's becoming the best barrel racer in a way that we actually just become the best version of ourselves. And the barrel racing is just a natural attachment to that. And so for me, I always approach it with human first, of who we are, how we're interacting with the world, how we're interacting with our horses and with people and with ourselves. And getting clear on that will help you in the arena. And that is what I'm here to do. So I hope this episode resonates with you and you can relate to some of these things and some of my story that I'm putting out into the universe and into the world for you guys to listen to. If you want to learn more, I am always available for some coaching and just helping people. So reach out if you'd like to connect further and work together in some of these areas of your mind, body, and ride to just help you become the ultimate version of yourself. And your horses will thank you. You will thank you. You are your biggest supporter, your biggest believer, your biggest encourager, your biggest cheerleader, your biggest critic, and everything else. It all starts with you and how you are just feeling, and it's all in the feelings. The feelings are so important. So if you're feeling ready to make some changes and just step up and know that, there's something more for you out there, then reach out, and I'd love to be a part of your journey. So I hope you guys have a great week. I'm going to post this right now without even thinking about it. And I hope you can also take some steps today that you don't even have to think about. You're just going to do it and it's going to feel great. And you're just going to put it out there, make imperfect action, and just know that you have good intentions. You're just going to do you and be the best you that you can be. So have a great week and we'll talk soon. This is goodbye for now.